Uh, so I wanted to tell you real quick first about the program that we attended. Alternative Spring Break in Jamaica. Latoya and I actually attended the program last February. So for 1 week, we were in Jamaica. It was us two, one more master's student, and 11 undergraduate students from Marymount. And also Father Jack from campus ministry came with us. So all of us went to Jamaica, and we spent 6 days in a small town called St. Anne's Bay. And we spent the last 7th day in Montego Bay, which you may have heard about. It's a bigger city. So we spent 6 days in St. Anne's Bay. We stayed at in a building on the church property, St. Anne's Bay Methodist Baptist Church. The living conditions were different. We had the comforts from the environment that we were used to were not there. We slept on the floor on air mattresses, and we showered outside. We had 5 minutes to shower every morning with a cold shower. No cell phones. And that's part of what made our experiences actually so powerful, because we were away from what we are used to, and we were not online all the time. The purpose of the program was service. Most of us expected that we would do service as something physical, something tangible, building or cleaning. But the service actually involved visiting Jamaicans and just being present and kind. We visited adults in 2 infirmaries. For adults, 1 infirmary for children, a hospital, a school where we helped we observed the classrooms, and we also helped the principal organize the library. And we visited the shut-ins, which were the adults belonging to one congregation of a church who had to stay home and couldn't attend the church services because of illness or disability. They were kind of isolated. So we visited them, and we spent some meaningful time with them. And of course, because we attended a program with campus ministry, the program had a religious aspect. So we actually attended Mass every morning. We visited 3 different churches, and then we had every day we spent some time in a meaningful reflection to kind of integrate what we experienced that day and what it meant for each one of us. When we came back, we reflected on our experiences. It was a very meaningful trip, and it impacted us. And we wanted to know what everybody else felt and thought about the program and the people we visited. So we conducted a study, a phenomenological study, which meant that we wanted to examine the lived experiences of our participants. We wanted in depth and in detail to learn about what they felt and thought about about the program and the trip. We had to choose a framework or a lens through which to view our data, and we chose social constructivism. Social constructivism means that we believe that everybody constructs their own experience and their own knowledge. So we were looking into their unique experiences that each one of them constructed while they were there. We invited all 11 students to participate. 7 of them agreed to meet. We met for interviews. We had developed our own semi-structured interviews with questions that we consider meaningful. The interviews lasted between 20 and 60 minutes, depending on how much they wanted to share with us. And we audio recorded the interviews, transcribed them, and we used the software called In Vivo, which helped us recognize and summarize those meaningful salient themes of the things that they shared. just speak up. I know you have a good voice, loud voice.
Okay, so what happened is we did an interview and we did the transition interview for them, and what we came up with was these 5 themes. And of these themes, this is what the consensus of all the participants and what they felt and what they experienced. So the first one is not what I expected. So all we can say is really cold here. We're on a plane to Jamaica. It's gorgeous. Every day you ride past the beach, and you're just hoping, and like Maya said, what you want to intended to do. You think of service as like having that femininity or being more giving. And what happens is we didn't have any idea what we were doing for that situation. So everyone had their own vision of what service would look like, what would we be doing, how much time we would have for free time, and optimistic. But very good. Um, so the thing was that we weren't sure what it was, and the expectations, like Maya said, we spent a lot of time at the infirmary, a lot of time training with elderly and coming and disabled to make it. So it was very unique experience. The other one is new relationships. So there were 11 of us, including Bobby Jack, 12, and then where we were living at, there was another group of high school students in Georgia. There was a dad and his daughter who came from Canada, and there was another group who came from South Carolina. So we would all have our meals together every day, but each of us had our own missions that we were working on. So within that, we had a chance to bond and talk about what our day was like, what our experience was, and we had a chance to get to know not only the people from Marymount who really know each other, and we formed a relationship. We were able to get to this from an else's perspective, to see what their insight is, because even though we each went through the same service activity, what we took from it was very different. So as you'll see from other findings, but the relationships that formed were very unique. And I can even say for myself, coming back here, I continued those relationships with the students who were amazing friends. But it was to see something different and form some new relationships with who we are. And then as we move on to what other findings we have, we'll present those.
Yes, and I have two more. Yes. All of the participants shared that they have changed on the trip. Two of them said that they were surprised themselves. They had to visit people that were very different from them and be kind and talk to them. They weren't sure what to say and how and where and when. They surprised themselves because they reported that before the trip, they would describe themselves as shy, introverted, cautious. After the trip, they found themselves more outgoing, more willing to talk to their community, their church community, their school community, to tell them about the program and not be so concerned about standing in front of a group and not so anxious and telling them the story of the trip. Another change was a different perspective. We witnessed a lot of poverty. We visited people who were ill, who had disabilities, who had to wait for days and pray to even just get enough blood to go through a surgery. So a different environment from what we're used to see. Some of the participants reported that coming back here, they felt they appreciated what they had better, and they felt even some kind of guilt about the waste of all the resources and privileges we have. One of the participants said that as soon as she arrived, her family wanted to take her out for dinner to their favorite restaurant. She felt resistance and reluctance. She felt bad about going to that nice restaurant after spending a week in different environments and witnessing the people who lived with very limited resources. I made a difference was the response to one of our questions. We asked, okay, so what was the impact that you made? We were interested to hear because the service was intangible. Well, one of the students put it very nicely in saying, in the little things. All of them appreciated the small gestures that they were able to make, the moments of making someone smile, of singing a song with a child, of just having some quality time where even when we couldn't understand what somebody was saying, we were listening. We were kind and we were there. Okay.
So I didn't go on the trip, but I did read the video coding, and it made me feel as if I was actually there. I really loved it. I got into it. So I was appreciative for that part. So a lot of the students were packed where they're coming from. A lot of them had not even experienced with severe mental disabilities that they experienced, or even the physical disabilities that they experienced with persons in their families and different places that they had visited. And some of them were even shy, not developing a lot of their social skills and different things like that. So that was also very taxing for them. But through it all, one of the greatest things that came out of this, in spite of some of the persons that couldn't read, couldn't write, couldn't read, or anything like that, one of the students said that they found a lot of value in the fact that these people, in spite of all of their disabilities and all of the, even the living conditions and the families that were serving with no rules or anything like that, they said that they found value in life itself because these people had hope in spite of all of the conditions that they are faced with every day. So I thought that was good. It really that spoke to me and it spoke to my spirit. And some of the things that they gained in social skills and the empathy, and even in this empathy, they said, they just found that they came out, that this trip really made a difference in their lives. They could not even believe how much joy that they received from this service. They knew that the trip was going to be, started on method, directed toward doing what they feel like God wants them to do and all of this, but they really didn't know how much of this was going to be, but they really were thankful that they went, that the joy that they received from the trip will always be a valuable part in their lives. So some of the religious aspects was one of the students is a member of the campus ministry, and he said, of course, that he felt like he knew that he was going to do the Christian thing and read the Bible and be a servant to the people. But one of the things that he really experienced was, he said, just holding somebody's hand, just giving somebody a hug makes such a difference to him as far as his spiritual walk, his growth. Another person said that she used to attend Mass 3 times out of the year, and she ended up now to go to Mass 3 times a week. This has made also a difference in her life as far as her spiritual growth. Another person said that she by going on this trip, it made her realize how important her faith is to her. One other notation that one of the students made was that they prayed for the day before, they prayed for a lady who had waited for a long time for surgery. And the next day, the lady received her surgery. So she was on Facebook later when she came back to the U.S. Said it was a joy to recognize and to realize that the lady had come back home and that her surgery was a success and that she did have it and that prayer really worked. So those are some of the
Okay, so then we have our last piece. So what does all of this mean as far as, we talked about what we studied, we talked about the findings, but what can happen, what does it mean to experience on the tour? So at Calvert Education, we use this experience to help enlighten our students to use this international service into the practice of experiences that we bring with there. This just gives you another lens of multicultural awareness, and being able to incorporate that into, researching, working with our clients, even within ourselves, how we can do their and as counselors, we have to get a better understanding of our clients when we have things branched out and support them. So one of the pieces is, as further research, thinking about, it was a small study, it was qualitative, when we were asking what their perceptions and their experiences. So looking at how can we quantitative, how can we measure it in a different way? How can we look at students who went more than once? Because I know for this year, we're looking at and they two of them went again. So looking at how was that experience similar to the one in Jamaica, and also looking at students who found things to go internationally, also go globally. So how does that impact you? How does it impact you being here in the U.S. compared to outside of the country? And then also another implication that really goes to challenge you is, every day we meet with people and we kind of see and learn who they are. And it's challenging you to understand their story and to know what they experience. So for me, it always is something that kind of stays with you. It's very enlightening to see how someone else lives and how you can share that to your own personal life. I have 1 minute to figure out for one cell. No. And it's not at all. Well, it might have known the packing list to me the device. So I had to borrow it. That's her self-explored.
And another self-explorer asked Latoya, did she know what she was signing up for? I was like,
One more question? Both. We had to journal, but not everybody wanted to share their journals when they came back. We offered that as an option.
Thank you all for coming.
Thank you.
Thank you.